Tell us about when you actually joined Hibs first, and what was just the landscape of things like here at Hibernian, but also just women's football in general.
When I first had joined, I think I was 16, 17, so a very young girl from the borders, very shy girl from the borders, coming into quite an established women's first team with national team players, lots of quality. So yeah, it was quite daunting. From a kind of club perspective at that time, we were Hibernian Women, or ladies at that time, but it was a very loose affiliation with the club. I think the kit we got was hand-me-downs, was extra kit, so of course, as you can imagine, you were wearing extra large kit, but I think anyone else across the women's game that played at that time can kind of agree with me. When you get something like that, you're just so appreciative for the kit, because it's something that you have never had, that you'd wear it regardless of the size. So yeah, when I think about when I first joined to now, it's just been an incredible journey and evolvement of not only the women's game but the club.
20 years at Hibs, was there ever the temptation to go elsewhere, try a new challenge?
There was offers. There was certainly offers along the journey, but I think it ultimately came down to a head and heart decision. And me being a massive Hibs fan, the heart would always overcome the head. So maybe if there was moments where I was out the team, those decisions, I thought about those decisions a little bit more, but it would never ever come to fruition. I'm a massive fan of the club first and foremost, so to represent it was always something that I wanted to do for as long as I could.
So how was the moment leading the team out for the last time?
Yeah, it was exciting. It was nerve-wracking. The sun was shining, so it seemed like everything aligned that day. And I think if we're looking at the day as a whole, we gave a good account of ourselves. I think we competed well. We probably deserved to take at least a point from the game. So I think, yeah, other than the defeat, I think everything aligned on the day.
What about your substitution though, and the guard of honour you received? And no surprise you got the admiration from your teammates, but the Celtic players essentially just won the league, but they themselves composed themselves and clapped you off the field. Did that almost take you by surprise a wee bit?
Yeah, it did, and all credit to Celtic for doing that, because they didn't need to. They probably knew that would have added more time on, in a game that they knew was a very competitive game. So it was very overwhelming to see them form that guard of honour, along with obviously my own teammates. Of course, there's players within the Celtic team, Cav, Amy G, Lisa Robertson, that were obviously here. So it was nice for them to be part of that. But yeah, I think the way that game, that day kind of played out, who knows if that would have happened if Celtic didn't score, because obviously their focus would have been elsewhere. So yeah, it was a really nice touch and really classy touch from Celtic.
So Joelle, here we are at the Hibs training centre. Here as a coach now, of course. How has that impacted your routine here?
Yes. Obviously a massive change in terms of structure and routine. I'm up here the same amount of time that I was last season, but of course it's up here in a different role. So strange being here as a coach. I think I probably mentally prepared for it over the kind of off season. The determination is there, is still there. I don't think that will ever leave, regardless of what capacity I'm in with this club. I'd like to think I'm a natural kind of born winner. I want to win, whether it's in training or anything like that. So I think if I can achieve those successes that I achieved as a player, now as a coach, then it'll be just as enjoyable and as exciting as it was then.
You've represented Hibs all your career, so just how proud has that made you?
Very proud. From a young girl at the age of 5, starting out in the game, I never imagined that I would be able to achieve what I've achieved in football, never mind in football at the club that I support and have a great passion for. So yeah, it's been a long career, a career full of highs and lows, but a career that I certainly wouldn't change, and I think ultimately a very enjoyable career, meeting some really special people along the way.